Travis and I are going to be leading you through the stories of black history, from the Atlantic slave trade to the Underground Railroad, straight through to the Civil Rights Movement. The reason that I've chosen to research black history is because I feel that racism is still present in today's society because we have not been properly informed of black history as a whole. I feel that it is our duty to inform and educate each other on the present day terror that is taking over the USA and the UK. I'm going to hand over to Travis, who is going to be talking to you about the Atlantic slave trade and the way that black men and women perceive the white race. We hope that you take something away from these assemblies and understand the deeper meaning behind what the black race are fighting for every day all over the world.
Good morning. Today I'll be talking to you about the beginning of black history and slave trade. The slave trade roughly began in the mid 1400s when Europe voyaged to countries like America looking for hard labour products such as sugarcane, tobacco and cotton. At first, Native Americans were enslaved, but that deemed unsuccessful when they either began to rebel and run away because they were more familiar with the terrain, or got new illnesses. So after that deemed unsuccessful, Europe started exploring more of the world, and then they ended up coming across Africa. And then African princes at that time would give Europeans slaves, but they weren't just any normal citizens, it would be criminals because they wouldn't deem them as citizens anymore. That was an action to stop war, so both parties were happy. But as the European demand for slaves grew larger, African princes would have to give more and more slaves, with the demand of slaves increasing rapidly over time. It went from an action to stop war to being an action to start war between tribes. Many inland black men and women had never seen white people before and believed them to be cannibals because they kept on taking people and coming back for more. So most people thought it was the best solution to end their suffering and fear by taking their own life before they could be taken to be a slave. They believed that they would be at peace in the afterlife with their loved ones. Before entering the boats, most of the slaves were stripped down and branded. This was to dehumanize them and take away any pride that they had, so they were able to be controlled. Didn't manage to see land because they were either punished and thrown off ship or beaten. On the boats, men were kept on the bottom and women were kept on the top and children were kept on the top apart from each other. And slavery was finally abolished in the 1800s. However, this did not end racism, segregation, prejudice towards the black race. Tomorrow, Angus will talk to you about the civil rights movement and the struggles of black men and women in the 1900s. Thank you.